Patch 12.0.1 comes out today, and there are a lot of UI changes in the patch notes. Well, I'm not going to be talking about those. I'm going to be talking about the UI changes that are not in the patch notes. Number 1, aura filters. We're finally getting aura filters on UnitFrames, which will allow add-ons to filter bloat in UnitFrames to be more readable. Well, this isn't what add-ons used to be able to do. You're not going to be able to whitelist or blacklist certain spells. You're still restricted to what Blizzard provides, which is these 5 filters: important, crowd control, big defensive, raid player dispellable, and raid combat, which some of these are just arbitrary spells that Blizzard themselves have flagged, and all the add-on can do is choose to filter those specific spell lists that Blizzard has curated. So it's not perfect, but it's a lot better than when we were. The next undocumented API change is Boss Warning API. They added a new C-bar that lets you add the count to timers. It's off by default, but most likely if you're using DBM or bigwigs, we're going to turn it on by default for you because it just makes sense to always have the count on timers. I don't know why Blizzard didn't make it on by default, but add-ons are going to make it on by default. It just makes sense. So your timers will have counts now. Next is Set Event Color API. In English, bar colors are back. You can set bar colors per ability again. And add-ons like DBM and bigwigs have already begun work on this. So starting tomorrow, you're going to immediately notice, wow, my bar colors are back. Lastly, this one has an asterisk on it for now because it's not quite finished, but there's a new API for adding event sounds. And these event sounds will play on event cast that have text, cooldown finished for a bar that has just expired, or cooldown expiring in 5 seconds. And those sounds can be curated by add-ons, not the base UI. I imagine that base UI features will come later. But right now, all these features are basically going to come from add-ons only. Now, I want to show you some of this stuff now. Bars that have counts.
Fatality.
Custom bar colors.
Fatality.
And the errors you're hearing, I'm going to get to that in the next section. But you can see the bars look a lot better than they were. Fatality. Yep. And if you go into a boss mod, like DBM, you can configure those bars exactly the way you want just by going into the add-on settings and just choosing a bar color for the abilities. Now you can notice some other UI options here, such as the announce sound and countdown voice. The UIs are here, but they're not functional yet because the API is broken. These might become functional next week or two, but before launch. So look forward to these working again soon as well. Next, exploit fixes. This patch includes a ton of exploit fixes, and this is mainly just to prevent add-ons from working around the restrictions. The biggest one is in-combat add-on communication. A lot of APIs are now locked down in combat, including ping location, setting AFK and D&D flags, being at D&D and AFK, voice chat, calendar invites, officer notes. Doing any of these things in combat is not allowed. Now, why was I getting spammed with errors? Because an add-on I was running that was working in a previous patch now needs an update to be compatible with this patch because this add-on tries to check the state of AFK players in combat, i.e. it was a UnitFrame add-on that adds an AFK flag to a player portrait if they're AFK in combat. It's trying to query the API, but it's not allowed in combat, so that's throwing errors. And that's why I left the add-on on purpose to show you what you might encounter with the patch. You might actually log in and add-ons that were working yesterday are once again going to be throwing errors in this patch, and it's most likely due to these new restrictions. Those add-ons will require updates to be compatible again. So expect errors. That's not another part of the patch. What's not in the patch yet, but is coming soon, there will be an API to filter specific boss warnings and timers in the future. I'll go back to the GUI again here. Notice these checkbox that are also in the UI. Right now, They don't do anything because you can't actually toggle an ability on and off yet. So the GUI work might be done in your add-on, but don't expect these checkboxes to work until patch 12.05, or possibly sooner or possibly later, but 12.05 is the ETA we have. I hope you enjoyed this brief video summary, and please subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.